towns, agencies, local organizations, and businesses to that end. The committee is to participate in discussions of town projects that impact pedestrian use. The committee will serve as a facilitator of the state and federal funded improvements for any and all related pedestrian access areas. Now, okay. Thank you. We're going to do a couple of mini PowerPoints. Mrs. Robertson and Mrs. Gregoire, I'm sorry, is going to present some informative information about sidewalks and how we can benefit for such a committee. Oh, the lights?
We don't have the luxury of flipping off that side.
One, this side off, right.
That's probably good enough.
Yes.
Are you all
Go
set?
right ahead.
All right, thank you for having us, we appreciate it.
Please identify yourself.
I'm Meg Robertson, 374 Park Street.
And Monica Gregoire, 239.
Okay, walkability has been a long cornerstone for a livable community. The traditional New England town built around the town square was the original walkable community. What we'd like to do is have North Reading go back to become a better walkable community. Walkable communities are economically stable. Children and parents are able to walk to schools, parks, and other community settings. Older residents are able to age in place. North Reading's not really a good place to age in place if you can't drive, because there's no transportation and there's many places limited sidewalk access. Another benefit of a walkable community is decreased traffic. If walking options are available to access business and community sites for short trips. One of the main things you hear about in North Reading is traffic, especially around 8 o'clock, school times, and rush hour. Property values also increase in walkable communities.
And an interesting fact is there are several studies that show property values increase in the amount of 20% in walkable communities. So it's good for everyone and also great for increased tax revenue as well.
Benefits of walking. Walking is by far the most popular form of physical activity in the United States. About 40% of all trips are shorter than 2 miles. A 30-minute walk or a 10-minute bike ride. And that's from walk.org and the National Transportation. It's a lot cheaper to walk than ride when you can, and it's good for neighborhoods. When more folks are out walking, it's easier to meet your neighbors. Better conditions for walking have intangible benefits to the quality of life in towns. In a growing number of communities, the level of walking is considered an indicator of the community's livability, a factor that has profound impact on attracting businesses. In towns where people can regularly be seen out walking, there is a sense that these are safe and friendly places to live. Does anybody walk in North Reading? That's what a lot of people say. I don't see anybody walking. Well, we do. Families walk. The 2000 census data show that 27.5% of the North Reading population was under the age of 18.
And additionally, census data shows that between 2000 and 2008, North Reading grew almost 20%. Almost a third of that population was under the age of 18, and approximately 10% of that population is between the ages of 10 and 16. Primarily between those ages, children will gain their independence. They want to walk to their friend's house. They want to walk to the park, and it's good to have safe connections to those places. Also, about 10% of the population is age 65 or older, indicating that this is a population that typically, if they lose their ability to drive, they'll stay inside or they'll have to move to another municipality.
Okay, yeah, children, we went over this, 10% of the population in 2000 was between the ages of 10 and 16. In the 2009 town report, there was almost 3,000 school-age students in North Reading. Another big walkable group is dog owners. As of 2009, there were 620 dogs that have been registered in the town. Older residents, 10.4% of North Reading population is 2000 census. From the senior center town report, it states that 18% of the town population is 60 or older. That's a big group of people in North Reading. Residents who have disabilities also try to get out, especially if they don't have access to transportation. We have at least 3 different group home settings in North Reading. The U.S. Census estimates that 10% of the population has a disability. And that's pretty, been proven pretty well within every community. At least 10% of that population has a disability. In North Reading, in addition to that, there are at least 51 North Reading residents who are legally blind, which means they cannot drive, and if they don't have access to a family member that can drive, they are pretty much isolated.
We asked you to think about what would happen to North Reading citizens if they lost their ability to walk, or what happened if you would become disabled. Members of the population that lose their ability to drive can lose their ability to drive due to accidents or sickness. It's important to keep streets safe so that disabled members of the community or elderly members of the community are not forced to move away from the more lawful communities.
Okay, the purpose of the committee is to improve and enhance pedestrian access in North Reading. That is one of our purposes. Why is there a need? Everybody is or can be a pedestrian if they so choose. North Reading is no longer a rural town. There are over 14,000 residents, and there's lots of cars. There's 17,000, more than likely, almost all cars assessed for North Reading, motor vehicles and or trailers. That's from the town report for 2009. And one of the results of this is there's a lot of traffic in town. We want to improve the connectivity within the community, connecting pedestrian routes to parks, businesses, schools, community centers, etc. There hasn't been really a big emphasis in that or realization that we should try to connect pedestrian routes from different parts of town. The goals of the committee would be is to address the snow sidewalk removal issues and update the bylaw. Some pictures of snow. Not too far away. Raise awareness of a citizen's responsibility to clear snow from sidewalks abutting one's property. We want to do pedestrian education Saturday morning when I was walking up 28. You may not see it, there's a gentleman walking to the Beyond Bagels in the middle of the street and are not a really good safe crossing. That was the 3rd person I'd seen that morning walking across 28 like that. This was the site of around where the pedestrian fatality happened in January. And one of the issues was accessibility in regards to getting to the point because of the snow and also lack of pedestrian access within that corridor. Safe routes to school and walk to school programs. We like to enhance this to have more opportunities to encourage folks to choose walking over driving. I led for 3 years the walk to school program at Little School. We had a number of people that began walking with their kids to school on nice days and scheduling time to walk to school rather than just getting up and saying, I'm just getting in the car. They made the choice to not drive and walk their child to school.
I'd like to add that there is state and federal money available to towns that participate in the Walk to School program.
And also with the Safe Route to School programs, there is infrastructure money that's funded through Mass DOT and also federal highways that we can apply for if we're a part of those programs. We also like to assist in applying and locating additional funds for pedestrian improvements and walkability in regards to making the environment nicer to walk around in. These are different pedestrian issues that people may not have thought of that impact pedestrian access. There's no pedestrian crossing or pedestrian access into the Walmart Plaza. This construction on 28 happened probably about 15 years ago, and that was just never included, even though Walmart wasn't there. But there was always a plan that would be a shopping development there. For some reason, if you walk down to Walmart and then pick up something at Walmart and I want to walk to Stop and Shop, I have to go all the way back to 28 and Park and cross. And there's a light right there, but there's no pedestrian access on that area. And there is no sidewalk into that development that's a safe pedestrian access.
I'd like to add that I commonly walk that route. I am a dog owner, and I did realize that there's about 3 main crosswalks on that route, and they're about a mile away from each other. So in order to get to the crosswalk, you have to walk a mile, and that's.
And sometimes out of your way and repeat it. In regards to this happens to me all the time walking to CVS. There's a white truck going into the driveway. That's how a pedestrian has to walk into CVS or Eastgate Plaza and most of the strip malls. You have to walk into where cars are turning. And they are always looking for pedestrians, and I've been almost clipped numerous times of trying to access businesses by walking. And that's something that people don't usually look at. And this is Eskidale Pub. This does not meet accessibility standards. There's a poor design. They looked at one spot and they didn't look at what was really appropriate, and they are supposed to be fixing that, but that shouldn't have happened. Crosswalk painting has been an issue periodically. I do hear a lot of comments of they're not, many things are painted, but crosswalks seem to get painted only once a year. And that it seems to be updated, but that's been a problem with highlighting the crosswalks. Sidewalk potholes, overhangs on sidewalks, telephone poles and sidewalks. You would never find a telephone pole in the middle of the street when you design it. It's always on the sidewalk. Pedestrian path on the common. It looks like there are a number of people who walk up the common, making a dirt route up. On that side, missed opportunities, 2 of them recently from Wendy's. There was no access from the sidewalk. Again, you have to walk through the parking lot and the driveway where the cars enter, and also from Winter Bank at the Star Market Plaza. This is looking out to the sidewalk. They could have easily extended a curb cut from the sidewalk and walked entrance from the main sidewalk, and you would have limited not coming in where there was traffic. And those were 2 big opportunities that were missed. That was recent construction. There's no one thought of pedestrians that would be using these in places. Other missed opportunities, Berry Center, no pedestrian access to North Street. I mentioned Route 28 15 years ago, the limited sidewalk issues. 62 Project, Park and Winter intersections, 2 corners that have no sidewalks, even though they're not continuous, but if you can get up from Park, from 28, and you do use that area to cross, you don't have good access to cross over to where the sidewalk is. And we would like to outreach. Our goal is to outreach to business and community members and groups, and also I listed a bunch of town departments and committees that I missed a number that all would have some input and positive results from a pedestrian advisory committee. We have a Facebook that Monica set up, North Reading Citizens for Pedestrian, and we have safety, and we have 49 members that are already from North Reading that are on this Facebook.
And this is a relatively new group, so people are really interested.
And thank you for your time.
What is the Facebook address?
I would have to email that.
If you look on Facebook, North Reading pedestrian or North Reading, you would probably be showing up.
Well, you could, why don't you email it to the board members?
Okay.
We're listed in the town website, our
Okay,
email
I'll do
addresses.
that.
Be that?
Jeff?
This all started a year and a half ago, about, started out with snow removal and the concerns for seniors, runners, walkers, just simply trying to get around at that time of year. The more we looked into it, we're reacting to a situation. The more we looked into it, the more we found that it became a vision issue. We had to begin to envision what our town is going to be like in the future. It's growing, it's going to continue to grow, there are going to be more cars, there are going to be more people, and there are going to be more people walking. And I'm familiar with some towns' growth, in my experience, that when they didn't take care of this, it was just people stumbling over people, and cars as well. And what happens is that if the sidewalks, if they're not